hazard, shall we?
Yeah, mass movement, the whole bit.
Now, before we get any further, let's explain to our viewers what exactly we mean when we talk about flow hazards.
Flow hazards can be caused by things such as floods, right?
Right, definitely.
And then what happens is, because of a mass amount of water moving through an area, it can completely wipe out objects, people, places. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And then mass movement can happen from floods moving soil around to where the ground is not stable, perhaps on a mountain, which can result in landslides, and it can be a very dangerous situation. And so things can fall off mountains, such as like rocks and debris, coal, and also landslides that can be mud or soil of some kind flowing down the mountain. And so it's pretty dangerous stuff.
Very dangerous stuff.
Now that you know what flow hazards are and mass movement hazards, you probably know it's coming next on this portion of our vlog. You probably by now are getting the flow, if you know what I mean, of how we lay out our program. And so at this time we talk about how to be resilient, nothing else of course, in time of these kinds of hazards, so you can prevent a disaster. Janie, what can we do?
Yes, first, in our steps to being resilient would be to contact an emergency management office, such as the American Red Cross. And you could talk to them about your exposure and your risk level to flow hazards in your community or your area.
Yes. Another important thing to do is to assess the ground where you live, your property, every place where you have your valuables. You just need to know where you are, and if you're in a risky spot. It's the main thing.
Being aware is first.
Aware and prepared.
After you discover what flow hazards your home and your community are most likely exposed to, you can start taking precautions to eliminate some of those hazards. And one of the first things that you could do would be to identify any slopes you have around your home and to plant flowers or ground covering on that area.
Yes. Another thing you can do around your home is to find all pipes that are on the ground and make sure that they're the flexible kind so they're less likely to break.
Another really important part of being resilient during a flow hazard is to be aware when the possibility of a flow hazard is heightened. Many people are caught really off guard, and that's one of the main reasons for fatalities. Kelly, can you tell me what is the leading cause of fatalities during flow hazards?
Oh, people aren't paying attention because they're shopping or playing sports.
You know, that's a great guess. I bet those people who are doing those activities are not paying attention. But the leading is sleeping, because when you're asleep, you don't know.
Kind of scary.
Landsliding outside.
That's why you have to look, right? You gotta look before you go to
Definitely
bed.
look.
Watch the news. Watch the news before you go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, so you know that time frame, you're safe when you're sleeping.
Yes, definitely don't go to sleep.
Another thing you need to do is when you think about debris flying at you, doesn't sound fun, or at your car or at your house, it can do some damage. And what you should do is look into finding if you have insurance for that. You can do that by calling your insurance agent.
Now that we have discussed what you can do before a flow hazard
to help your future,
let's talk about what we can do during. First and foremost, it is most important to escape. You do not want to be around when this happens. If it is looking like one's going to happen, you need to find a safe way out. Kelly, where are some safe places that one could go?
Well, head for a safe, flat area. An area that's very flat and far away from the slope. If you go further from a slope, that will be better. If you're going to go by another slope, that could be more hazardous. So just go somewhere that's, remotely flat, and that's a pretty stable place to be.
Yeah, but if you are caught, say you can't get to a flat area, what is the best thing for you to do?
Kind of what you do in a tornado. Curl up in a ball, protect your head.
Head being key there, right?
Most definitely.
Now that we've discussed what you can do during, what do you do after? You got to be prepared for after just as well. Now, after one of these hazards occur, first and foremost, it is most important to stay away. You stay away from that slope where the hazard actually occurred. And second of all, where you are, you need to help others. You need to look for people who may be injured. If you yourself are safe, then you need to help others who could be injured. You know, this is about a community being resilient, and to be a resilient community, you have to be prepared to help your neighbor. So you need to look for them and be prepared to help others if you're in shape to do that.
Yes. Another thing you can do is to look on your radio weather station to see if it can give you any information of where to go or what to do or what's happening next. And that's, something you want to do right after a storm. Another thing you can do right after a storm is, although personal injury is a factor that could happen, there's other issues that are occurring. So after a storm, you need to be prepared to deal with the other issues. Other issues can be broken gas, water, electrical lines. So you need to, have that budgeted or, have water sources backed up or some way to keep warm if you're cold or, whatever it could be. You might be trying to escape from, the landslide coming at you, but what you need to know is you might not have an open road to drive somewhere else. Because of this, all the issues it causes, you need to be prepared after a storm to know that roadways may be closed, so have other routes in mind that you can go to after a storm.
Or be prepared to wait it out where you are. Third of all, another important thing to remember is to rebuild, to go back to the beginning. You need to replant ground covering on that slope as soon as it's safe, to restart being resilient all over again, because if you plan on staying in that area, the likelihood of it happening again is a good chance.
Yeah. There's no need to sit around and let things be sad and depressing and broken down for a long time. You need to have, resources to be able to rebuild and get ready. It's important.
Yeah, the best kind of help is to help yourself. So jump right in there and start rebuilding what you can. Is it going to flood? Well, don't you cry. But you do have to think about more than just staying dry. This is no lie. Give this a try. Flood can cause hazards which come at you quick. Debris, sand, and more. That's not it. So whenever you it does get caught. Stay resilient because people matter a lot. Well, Kelly, I think we've had another great week talking about resilience.
I missed you guys so much.
Yeah, it's really good to be back here, and I personally learned a lot about being resilient in other types of communities that I personally don't face every day, and it's important to know, though, what other hazards are around in our country.
You could be on vacation, or maybe we'll move somewhere with
Yeah,
those kinds of
job
options.
change.
Maybe you'll move somewhere, and it's important to know.
Yeah, you could be there right now where you are in a flow hazard danger. And now you know some of the things that you can do to take care of yourself.
You're welcome. You know what we care about you. We want you to be safe.